I kind of forget we're doing things, and then I'll just talk about something. Because back when you would actually be here for these streams, they would be a lot more hectic, which isn't bad sometimes. But a lot of time we weren't talking about anything. Tell me when you can see the game. My homepage. But part of that mentality is why I think Crash Insane and Sonic is so good. No, because it's batshit insane. Yeah, and it's also, guess who plays him? Yes. So, I kind of like the theme of this stage. It's if Honey Speedway from Spyro 3 was a stage. It's like a forest of honey. But then, I think I also hate this stage. Because it's kind of bullshit. This has the first beta element I'm going to tell you about. It's, what the hell? Are these the new crates for the stage? Did they add new crates? Is it dark for you? I can see pretty fine. This is retarded. Sorry, I'm being quiet during the dialogue because I want to see any fuck-ups or anything, like the cheapness. Can you believe they made a game like this and they still could afford to get Tom Kenny? Spyro was already Activision at this point. I believe, at least. Why? Who the fuck? Oh. People have been texting me a lot. I'm concerned. Is there like a dick pic of me online or something? Mike Matei be damned. Reuse sound effects from Spyro 3. All of it. I don't think they ever reused the Nork, like, deaths in any 2 or 3 or anything. Yeah, they just did. That's the saddest thing. What is the name of that YouTuber you showed me about the music? That's the one with the samples and shit? Okay, I want to see. Someone pointed out a video of his. I don't know exactly, but he was talking about a sample that appears in Spyro a lot. So, I was curious. I don't know what the video is called or anything, but I'll probably find more hidden gems if... I'm surprised someone like that... Aw. Became YouTube friends. Is it from Tekken, or did Tekken take it from somewhere else as well? I thought there was the Wii stuff. It wasn't the development, it was the source code that was leaked. Yeah. This is a really good song. Holy shit. Sorry, continue. Dude, have you ever found tech demos and betas to be as fascinating as I do? You should really look up some of the Spyro, not Spyro, sorry, same beginning letter, the Sly beta and alpha stuff. Sly 3 especially has entire mini games that are in the betas and alphas that just aren't in the final game. I'm also on a venture right now to figure out what the actual story of Sonic Adventure 2 is supposed to be. Because, like, I saw a bunch of comments saying, like, oh, yeah, the English translation ruined it. There's a lot of plot points they don't cover and anything because they were too mature. I'm just like, so what was it? But I can't find a single source online with translated text. So I'm working on figuring out where I can find it. He's like, fuck that. Why did they censor America? It's possible it's for a good reason, though. Possible it's because the game's actually shit, which I don't really like SA2 to begin with, so... Why are the... What the fuck? Why is the portal mechanics shooting the portal out of the wall and not in front of it? What code did they fuck up to do that? Yeah, I'm like, what? I wonder what code you fuck up to make that go the wrong way. Probably just like... But that should be part of the model, not part of an effect. I hit it. I hit it. Somehow I fucking hit it. This fucking thing's name is duckweed. Someone looked at their child and said, "You look like a duckweed." I wish I had Sharky's gun. You look like a duckweed. Oh, hi. They weren't even trying with you, little guy. Sorry about that. You're like that one It's like that one precursor orb in Sentinel Beach in Jak 1. The one that's just chilling there. Max audibly laughed his ass off when he saw that. He was like, this game's not even trying. I already got 300 gems in that stage. I have not seen a red gem box, though. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Speak, Chris.
Why?
I don't think it got any of your audio.
The whole time?
Yep.
Is it picking up now?
Yes. It's because you have to turn it off and turn it back on after it starts, and I forgot to do that.
Oh.
fuck this.
I mean, they didn't really miss too much.
At least
It's
I
only been
caught it
10 minutes.
early.
Yeah, it's been 10 minutes, so. Russell Bob. It's like Muscle Bob.
What am I doing? Oh.
It's like the episode of Super Show with their country cousins, but just still Lou and Danny playing them. It was, I think, Mario Joe and Luigi Bob. That's just their name.
That show's amazing.
Yeah. Like, I don't really care for the cartoon that much. Like, it has its moments. But, like, the live action is perfect.
As far as I'm concerned, I don't think they could have gotten two better people. It's like,
Yeah.
they act brotherly.
Yeah. And I don't even think they knew each other before the show. They just knew how to do it.
Yeah,
was
one is a comedian and one is a wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly what you said, except Oppo.
It's because that's the whole thing with the show. They literally just had fun doing it. They ad-libbed like so much of it, and they kind of came up with the scenarios themselves. And so instead of doing it, you know, by the books, because Nintendo would never let that fly today. They'd be monitoring every little thing, and it'd be so boring. Because like Mario is today, where he has to be so in character, he can't, you know, change the formula. But back then, it was kind of like, whatever. That's what I liked. It wasn't about good acting or like, oh, we got to do a lot of takes, get this right. It was literally just let's have fun. This whole thing, it's like, it's not like anything of high production. It's just fun to watch, and it was fun for them to do. And the guest stars all wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's really weird because I was looking at like interviews and people legitimately just wanted to be in there.
Yeah, because Mario was huge at the time. That was when he first, you know, came out, and Danny Wells even said that like it was the top cartoon like on TV at the time. They even beat out Mickey Mouse.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he said they beat every cartoon just because it was Mario. And yet today Miyamoto is saying that he wants Mario. He doesn't think Mario is a big enough icon. He thinks that he needs to be bigger than Mickey Mouse, which is really self-centered of him.
Who said that?
Miyamoto. He wants to push for Mario to be the biggest icon in the world, and I think that's the reason they're making the movie. He just thinks that after all this time and everything, like after Mario being the top cartoon in the 80s, and, you know, in Brawl, Colonel says there's not a single person that doesn't know Mario. Miyamoto doesn't think that's good enough.
You know what's sad?
What?
My aunt, who owns a driving school, does not know who Mario is.
There's like a few people out there, but most people know. And more people know Zelda than you think, too. Because the game came out over 30 years ago, so people in like their 50s have played it at some point.
One of the guys I worked with, he was just like, Call of Duty was my generation, Zelda was yours. I was just like, Zelda never went anywhere, my guy.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild is still fresh.
And if Miyamoto thinks now of all times he wants Mario to be big, then how come the games are worse? It'd be one thing if they got better.
Fuck me!
But yeah, like all that beta stuff, like I wish Nintendo would be more like, you know, Insomniac and want to make some sort of museum to show it all off, but they like to keep everything secret. But it's also more of the appeal of when things get leaked, because Nintendo likes to hide things that are supposed to be hidden. People want to see more of, so it is more of a mystery, and it's more satisfying when things like that come out.
For me, it's fascinating to see this. Like, people say all the time, oh, they should have tried this, but in a lot of betas you could see they did, and it didn't work, or it wasn't fun, or something happened that couldn't make it work, so it got cut.
Yeah.
It's like
People need to be more transparent, like developers, and that's why I always appreciate the Museum. Other developers should always show their beta stuff.
I really didn't like the Insomniac Museum in the remake though, because it wasn't really. So like it had a lot of the old stuff in it, like it had old models and shit like that, but it didn't really show any beta stuff. It was just like a gallery.
Yeah, it wasn't interactive.
What's up?
It wasn't interactive.
No.
Yeah, I liked in 2 and 3 where like you can actually go to maps and test out different things, hear the developers talk, see their pictures and stuff.
3 didn't have the developers talk.
That was just 2.
Yeah.
But like Nintendo will never do stuff like that. Even though there's so much beta stuff, they had the same kind of mindsets of making their games. Sometimes they'll bring it up in interviews, but like that's it. Like you get to see Miyamoto's sketches of like graph paper making Super Mario Brothers. I mean, they couldn't implement that in the actual game, but still, it's interesting. The only way you get to see it is when you buy, art books and like my Mario All Stars 25th anniversary thing, where it comes with like a manual, and then you get to see all that stuff.
I mean, to be fair, if Insomniac really wanted, they could do that.
Yeah, but they can't, and they don't want to charge money for people to see that stuff.
Oh, this is ass. Yeah, no.
I did add a lot of the music that I found from the 64 demo thing to my list if you want to go through it.
We could. Didn't we have another thing we had to do for your music, or did we do it?
We did it.
This is rough timing. Holy shit. I thought you were gonna say this game. I was like, oh good, I'm glad you got nothing in your list.
I will go through this and Crash 4 after. Even though I'm literally not listening to it at all for this whole thing.
You can kind of just guess where songs come from, though.
Yeah. I already went through Crash 4, actually, because I knew I wasn't ever going to play it. So that's already done.
You don't think you would have added anything?
Not
I
after.
mean, wait, you're not even playing it. Sometimes I'll play a game with a song not added. Or like I'll replay it and I'll add a song because I'm like, oh, that's actually really fucking good.
Yeah. Because I only give songs a minute when listening to them, but then you hear them through the game and they're just like burned into your mind. Like Final Fantasy VII took a really long time to add, and that's only because they had so many songs.
Where does the normal battle music play in the remake?
There's just so many variations of songs, and they finally did what I really love, where they usually do overworld songs and then they blend into battle versions of them. So when you're in the reactor, there's a battle version of the reactor theme. And then in a lot of parts, like the main battle theme will play, and the boss theme plays when you're fighting like actual bosses, but the battle theme will play throughout an area, but it's usually in an area filled with enemies. It's like when Cloud's running through the streets after the bombing and like soldiers show up a lot. The battle theme plays throughout, but then like it gets more intense when the soldiers actually show up to fight you. So they do that kind of thing. It's very like scenario driven. It's not like, oh, you're in an overworld, you're in an area, and now you're switched into a battle. It's
fucking Christ almighty. I'm so gonna fucking shit myself.
But it's like instead you're in an area that you know you're gonna like run into battles a lot, so they keep the song just playing during the whole thing.
Oh yeah, hearing it go in and out would be really annoying.
It's like Kingdom Hearts, how it always just switches. But I do think generally Yoko did a good job like making battle versions of the songs, even though they're not the same songs.
Oh. Tuh!
But yeah, all the development music I added is interesting. It's all unfinished, so maybe we can take a lot off.
So like, is it like stuff that people can play?
Only a couple games, and the rest of it is just random development music that wasn't going to be used for anything. And I think it was literally just to test the sound capabilities. And what I
But
found out, because they're all like MIDIs, and what I found out is they're all taken from a Microsoft MIDI library. So technically it can be traced back to that. I just don't feel like going and looking through all that. So Nintendo just kind of like used that library of music. Because a lot of it too is actual theme songs of shows like Alf, Gilligan's Island, Hawaii Five-O, um, Under the Sea is in it. Come Sail Away by Styx is in it. So just a bunch of like actual real songs, up an entire like 9-minute Bach piece. So there's a lot of like already existing songs in it, but I didn't add those because they're like bad MIDI versions. But then there's just those songs that are only meant for development that literally just people would never hear. And it's very interesting kind of sounding music. Because Max, I think, was under the impression that it was all done by Nintendo, and he's like, "Oh, it sounds like Mario Artist," but none of it, I don't think, is actually made by Nintendo. They just used it to test the 64. Which I'm also gonna download the music as soon as we go through it, whatever's left of it, because I feel like Nintendo's gonna take all this stuff down. Because they've already tried to cease and desist that Mario 64 PC port. Because Max sent it to me, saying that I'm probably not gonna even be able to find it online. I wish I could play it, but I can't map any of my controllers to it.
that just tells me that they're planning on making one of their own.
Yeah, if they do, I'm just gonna delete this PC version, unless they manage to like screw it up. But I really don't care enough to.
No, but remember, they finally cease and desisted the. Hit 'em, please. They finally cease and desisted the ASM2R.
Yeah, because they had their own remake.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good. But I've kind of stopped caring about unofficial stuff. You're always gonna get more excited for the official stuff.
I don't know, ASM2R is better than the remake they provided.
Yeah.
What the hell happened? Why did I lose? I don't understand! This is the hardest thing I've ever done! I've never... What?
Because then there's like Sonic 3 Complete, where they like reworked Sonic 3 to be a finished game and stuff like that. Added a bunch of customization. And then there's the Sonic 3D Blast Director's Cut, which the creator made, but he did it unofficially because he doesn't work for Traveler's Tales anymore. But he took his own source code and like actually tweaked the game. And I would play it, but it's Sonic, and do I really care at the end of the day?
About Sonic?
I don't need to be playing Sonic ROM hacks.
I want to kind of get out of the mindset of hating Sonic, but like, he has not had a good game in a very, very long time.
Yeah.
By that I mean like Sonic 1 was his last good game. Why
Yeah,
are
I
these
got out of my Sonic obsession when I was like probably 9 years old. And ever since then I've realized he isn't very good. And I'd always be excited for a new game, but either not get around to buying it or not have the console for it, and then just realizing it wouldn't have been worth it. Like Sonic 06. I was so excited to get it, but I didn't even have a 360 or a PS3. And I'm glad I missed out, but now I own it. I haven't played it.
It's gonna be your favorite Sonic game.
I mean, I do like broken games.
Okay, something is destroying my missiles before it's hitting these fucking bees. It's pissing me off.
The development team.
Fuck me. Hurry up and die. Why is it not going where I aim? Fuck me. 17 seconds. Fuck off and die.
It's dumb that it's timed, but you're on a platform that moves on its own.
Oh my god, that felt like a fucking eternity.
Awesome shooting, Spyro. You showed Congratulations, you win the grand prize. Well, maybe not that grand, but maybe it's all for free. Hey, it's a
Pliskin. I hate these names.
That's the last name of the alias that Snake goes under in Metal Gear Solid 2. For whatever reason, he calls himself like Iroquois Pliskin. That's Iroquois Pliskin to the you.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I haven't played Metal Gear Solid 2, but already in the second game is when things get mental in the bad way. Like Kojima and Nomura are kind of similar, and they like to ruin everything and be stupid, and they think that stupid is good.
Did you know Rising was made by Ninja Theory?
Yeah. Or I knew it was like Platinum Games.
Is it Platinum? I thought it was Ninja Theory.
Yeah, it's Platinum.
Okay. Huh. So, no, DMC is Ninja Theory.
Yeah.
Okay. That's right, because Nariko, Heavenly Sword is Ninja Theory, and they just put the Ninja Theory characters together. Hey, sweetheart, I bet you wouldn't be this ugly if you weren't inside PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. How'd you know?
Oh man, I gotta tell you about an amazing dream I had last night.
Oh, no.
And it was like... it was so long and good that I had to write it down. So...
You wrote it down?
Yeah. I actually write down like all of my interesting dreams. Because if you ever heard of like lucid dreaming, where you can like control your own dreams, they say you gotta like write them down and learn how to remember them better. So then eventually you'll become conscious within your dreams that you're dreaming, and then you can gain complete control over yourself and what happens. And I think that's like the coolest idea ever. It's just sometimes you have to get into like a regimen of doing awful things that you would never want to do, including setting an alarm in the middle of the night at the same time and waking up and trying to remember your dreams and writing them down and then going back to sleep. But like, whenever I write these down, I don't do them first thing in the morning.
Can you go back to the footage and see how he pronounces that name?
Can't hear it.
Is the game audio not picking up?
No, it almost sounds like he's saying, "Hey, you caught," and then just doesn't say anything after. It gets quiet, so I can't even hear it.
Yeah, I think he said Russell Dew. That's what it sounded like. Hey, it's Russell Dew.
But yeah, this dream is probably like the greatest dream I've ever had, because I basically created a new video game. And it's probably the greatest idea for a game ever. Like something better than I would ever think of in real life. I just dreamed up. So it was about where I was just in this like battle royale type game with everyone I knew. And the whole point of the game was to advance through just this path, like this hallway. But it was like a linear path that was extremely long, like miles and miles long. And it was all to get to the end, where there are these giant ships that are just moving. They're on the path too, but like way at the end of it, and they're like slowly getting away. And the goal was to like race to the ships, and you have to build a crew. Like once you get to the ship, you have to have a crew or build one. And then like the ships would fight each other, and then the last one standing is the winner. So it's kind of like Smash Run or any sort of battle royale, but everyone can form teams with each other, because there are only maybe like 10, 20 ships, but then like, a million people or whatever in this. So like, but only like one person could be a captain per ship. So everyone wanted to be the captain, but only a small handful could be. So almost everyone would eventually have to call it quits and decide to be a crew member and then join a team. Like everyone would have to make factions together, but like they weren't set at the beginning. It was like you keep going, trying to fight for yourself, or decide to start banding together. So, let's see. So then also each ship was like different in attributes and strength. So the challenge was like when you get to them, depending on how far in, it's like the people who get there first are going to be able to pick any ship they want. but because they're all kind of in a line and they're at different distances from each other, if there are a lot of people on your tail, either you're going to want to pick the first ship you see, even if it's not that good, or start like risking the time to scout out a better ship, but then risk, someone coming in and ambushing you and taking it or something like that. So it's like you don't have much time to pick, so what do you do when you actually get to the end? So we all start like in the same room, and it's like a down, and then we all just disperse. So it's like a battle royale pretty much.
That's the first
And
time you cut out on Skype.
The track.
So
Did it cut out like a whole sentence?
Well, you said it's called. Yeah, and then you just continued.
Did you hear the part about the ships being different, like attributes and like?
You said it's called something. That's what you said last.
Was it the part where it was like where we started the race?
Yes, probably.
Alright, so we all start at like a start line, and then it counts down, and then it begins like a battle royale or smash run or whatever it is. And so we all start in the same room, and then we all just start dispersing and splitting up and stuff like that. But it's all on one path. And it started in this forest-like room. It was a very small room where it was in a forest, but then there's a door at the end with like a wall and everything, just going into a room, into a house. And so it just went through all these random rooms that had no rhyme or reason. So like you just go through a door and you're in a completely different place. So it was like some sort of dreamscape. And but they each had their own purpose. So like rooms were worth going back to as well, even though you're on a race to the finish. It's either do you want to like speed up and go ahead, or stay behind and accumulate points. I saw Spyro skating. Alex, Bob. They literally just putting Bob at the end of these names. Luigi Bob, still better.
Cool. Now it's time to go kick some Riptop butt. Well, them beehives are pretty tough, so you're gonna need to swallow those rocks and spit them out like watermelon seeds.
There's a character in this that has fucked up dialogue. That's why I'm like listening to everything.
Yeah.
It's really deep.
Mm-hmm.
Like a robot. There is glass shattering sound effects happening, but I have no idea where they're coming from.
It's part of the music.
That'd be amazing. Have you ever just generally thought of ideas of like what could make a good fucking game?
Yeah. But usually it's what can fix a game or like a new iteration in an already existing series. I don't think I've ever thought of like an original idea until this stream.
I've always wanted to make an action adventure game where futuristic meets mythology. So like an age of like fucking wizards, dragons, and shit like that versus sci-fi fantasy where it's advanced technology, ships, guns, shields, shit like that. And I'm like, you can make some pretty cool scenarios just based on both those time frames, let alone putting them together.
Yeah. Now that I think of it, I have, but it's usually like that where it's different things meshed together. Like when I thought of that Schoolgirl Collectathon where you just play as some schoolgirl going through the city, and like each world is a different area of the city, but it's like very anime, but it's like a Banjo-Kazooie type game. So like the beach is a world, and then I thought like an abandoned mall is a world, so it's like haunted, but it's like a mall, so you're actually going into stores, and like the missions, like your collectibles are in there, and it's like completely dark because all the lights are out, and like ghosts are in there and stuff. Like I was thinking of ideas like that, and just the town is like a world, it's your hub or something. School is a world, because Japanese schools are big.
I still like my idea of I think I told you about this. I don't know how exactly I would do it or whatever, but a world where it's just frozen spaceships out in the sky. Out in space, it's just like it's a bunch of spaceships connected together by like meteorites and ice and shit like that. I mean, I don't know if ice could realistically exist in space because I'm pretty sure it can.
Yeah, because when you see in like fiction, when people get sucked out into space, they just freeze.
Technically, that's untrue because their body would collapse in on itself before it would. Because if you were to just lose oxygen, you would be just decomposed, like an explosion.
Yeah. Or you can be Star Wars, where Leia got, ejected into space and survived.
Yeah, and use the Force to bring herself back up. It's the stupidest scene. This is why I don't like Star Wars.
Yeah. I hate it. I get, Star Wars is one of those franchises, when I hear about it, I get angry. Because usually it's people complaining about all the different lore and stuff, and it just gives me a headache.
Especially now that there's multiple kinds of lore.
Yeah.
The pre-Disney and post-Disney. It's really fucking annoying.
And people argue if it's canon or not, because George Lucas isn't a part of it anymore, so do we consider it canon if it's from the creator, or if it's from
Same thing with
company?
Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah.
That's the beginning of the level, okay.
And if George Lucas decided to say something, well, how valid is he and all that? Why would you say it's unofficial when the creator made it? It's like, what happened to it being a film? What did it become?
I'd say if they're putting this much money into it, it better be fucking canon. It brought me all the way back here? What the fuck?
So let me continue with the dream thing. So yeah, there were just so many rooms. It was just going from room to room, and there was no rhyme or reason to their designs, and they were just completely random. But each room served their own purpose. You can get experience or points by doing different stuff, build up an inventory, important items or weapons. It was vague on what exactly you can get because it was a dream, but that was kind of the point. It was just each room served a purpose, a different place that you need to go. But because it was on a linear path, there isn't going to be another one of these places later on, so you want to stick behind and properly prepare for the adventure. But that also costs you time, or people are racing ahead of you. So every movement kind of mattered. So yeah, then there's the starting room. Let's see. Then the next room was imagine Egg Fleet from Sonic Heroes, or the antenna cradle from GoldenEye, but it was basically suspended in the sky. So going from one room and then now you're just in the sky. And I'm walking on metal grates, kind of like Sky Rail, I guess, or Sky Deck in Sonic Adventure 1. So there's an area like that, and I'm running along the grates, and then a bunch of kids, a bunch of delinquent kids from Fermi just come running by me and knock me down. And they had already decided to gang up and just become a team and just race to the end and just take anyone out in their path. So
I had to die because the game glitched.
I saw something floating.
Yeah, that was the rock that it was supposed to hit the ground so I can swallow it. But it never hit the ground.
Great.
Amazing game.
So then also there are checkpoints along the way. So you go through a series of rooms and you finally reach a waypoint. And from there you can revisit, you can warp to any other checkpoint you've previously been to. So if you needed to go all the way back to go to a certain room to get something, you can get to a checkpoint and warp to the closest checkpoint and then warp back. But you can't warp from anywhere. I think you had to be at a specific checkpoint. So the first one was an airport lounge, a gift shop. So it was just your chairs and your little shops to the side where you can buy sodas and stuff. And so it was a very small area and just a bunch of people are hanging out there. But you can just keep going onto the journey. But that was the first checkpoint. And So that got me thinking of like Chain of Memories, kind of how they have that you can like revisit old worlds, but we never did it once because the world's reset. So what's the point? Because that game's awful. But and then the second checkpoint room I think was way later, but it was like in this crystal castle, and it was just the foyer of that castle. So then.
Put that dragonfly back! I can't believe you let me disappear! You motherfucker! I'm gonna drink alcohol on you! What if I just got really drunk right now?
You might need it for this game.
Might need it for this game. I just predicted what you were gonna say. No, can you say it? Might need it for this game. Oh
But
my
yeah,
god.
so
This game's out
the
of this
checkpoints
world.
like in this whole labyrinth served as like, yeah, if you needed to go back and get something and you can just warp and do it. Or like you had teammates and you can like warp them around. But so then in that first checkpoint, Damien was there and he had lost his 3DS, which he like needed because I guess like every item you get could be useful for something. So like he had lost his 3DS and he wanted me to help him find it. So what I did was I went and found it myself, but then just decided to keep it. So, and like loot it for my own kind of points. So that was like another thing. It's like either you can help people out and then they can maybe possibly join you and like help build up a team, or you can just snag items for yourself or like kill others just for experience.
Real
Even though I
quick.
don't know if it,
So there's 3 treasure boxes in the game, and each one has a different story to it. I can't remember exactly what this one was meant for a completely different world. Each one is meant for another world, but they just reused it for different levels since those worlds weren't in it. I don't know what this one is, but if you look online, you could find like, oh, this is a beta element for so and so world.
so they don't do anything, or
They just have dragonflies in them.
oh
It wasn't supposed to be like that though.
yeah.
Continue.
So yeah, I decided to just take the 3DS for myself instead of returning it back to Damien, and so I just left him behind after that. So then the next room I went into was my mom's room, but it was like rearranged. So she used to have like a tall dresser, and now it was to the left of the closet. I mean, you don't really know, but like then the TV that I had given Sharky that used to be in her room was there, like the silver TV. And on the TV, it was a trailer for the next Smash character, and it was like these 3 hooded guys from like a later Final Fantasy game, but they were all like the same characters, just different skins. And then Terra from 6 was also a skin, and then a hooded version of her. And we were just like a bunch of us, including you, we were all just like standing around watching it. Because like, oh, this is important, you know, for Smash and stuff, but we were still in the middle of this game, and watching the whole reveal wasted a lot of time where we could have been advancing. So after that, I ended up in like this cottage living room where this like sickly lady was just like sitting in a rocking chair. So instead of helping, I just decided to like kill her for the experience, and then I just moved on. So then finally I reached the first ship that I could find, and I think a lot of other people had made it to ships by that point. So I just decided to claim one, and it was a train, just a flying train, because like all the ships are floating in a vortex, like this rainbow vortex, and they were all just like floating around. It was like you just had to jump from one to the other to like get in and then claim it before someone else does. So there was just this train, so I decided to take it, and I had to jump on top and break into the roof. But then because I didn't even bother to build a team or anything, I was gonna like do it after. My ship was destroyed immediately along with me in it. So then I was booted back to the beginning of the game, and like the whole game reset. So it was like a second try. so everyone's back at the beginning. So now it's like my second chance, and now I know my lesson, and I have to do better. So I wanted to be fast, but also stop to accumulate points and friends and stuff, and like do the game right this time. But as soon as I like ran ahead of everyone, I had to pee really bad. So there was a bathroom area on this whole track, and the urinals were just out in the open. There's just a wall lined with urinals, and each one had like different perks to it. Like if you peed into it, you can get more points, and like if you kept peeing, you can like start multiplying your score. And it was kind of like Borderlands, where each gun has like a different elemental effect or like something it can do. It's like peeing in a certain urinal would give you different like perks to your like stats, like different bonuses to grant and stuff. So what I did was I just started straddling along all of them.
Chris.
Yeah. You're falling forever. Oh boy. You're just playing the game.
Why is there two?
It's a shadow or something. Yeah, at least we're catching a lot of this stuff, like on the give up, yeah. Dylan.
Can we do that? Can we just mod every game we play that says give up to just say Dylan? I can't believe that his advice to getting the girl was to not even try. I can't believe someone is that fucked in the head that they're just like, you're gonna get your heart broken anyway, so why try? I can't believe that was almost a fight, too.
Yeah.
When I was just like, you're being a fucking asshole. Oh, man. MCC, like, remembering back at it, I did it again. Oh, I hit the death plane this time, though. Looking back at it was a terrible time.
Yeah, Max, like, says a dark time in his life that he doesn't want to remember.
The only thing I liked about it was Invader Zimtown, and the fact that we called it Invader Zimtown.
Yeah.
But it's accurate.
Yeah.
These people look fucked.
Yeah. I mean, I like the school itself, like, the architecture of it.
I think
it's a very nice looking place.
I think it should tell you that we're not normal people who like video games. We're different than the rest of those things at MCC.
Yeah. All they did was just play PM and Melee all day.
All day.
Or they'd like, oh, play Mario Party.
And then talk about Dark Souls.
Rivals of Ether, yeah, and Sun and Moon. And just make out in the cafeteria all day.
You know, I still talk to that girl.
Really?
Do you know who I'm talking about? The black-haired girl that was like boning in the cafeteria? Yeah. She's a nice person, but very horny, apparently. This slide is kind of cool. If only it functioned properly. I kind of like the slide segments in Spyro 3, so expanding on it is okay. Fuck me! Fuck me! Just fuck me! Oh, mama matsita kono mashita! Shit. Oh wait, I won.
That's how anime people make their openings. They just play this game.
Mama matsita kono mashita!
Yeah, literally every time Spyro needs to walk over in front of someone, he always just like slide.
Spyro didn't say anything! No! I think that was the line that was slowed down. I think I fucked up when he's like, okay, come back anytime. But I accidentally skipped it.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna leave because I'm missing one gem. I could find it off camera. I'll do Monkey Monastery and then we'll call it a day.
It's only been 15 minutes.
I know. That's one level we did, though.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be another 50 minutes before this fucking loading screen ends.
So I'll continue with the dream because there's still a little bit left. So there's like the toilets, and I'm just like straddling along each of them, peeing into them to gain the different stat boosts and like getting points. But like if you stayed in one for long enough, you can start like multiplying your points. But like as I'm doing this, I also just had to pee so bad, and it's just coming out like a racehorse, and it just kept going. And so other people were in there just getting mad because I'm
Did you
hogging
piss yourself?
No.
Okay.
I did have to pee really bad when I woke up, though.
Jesus.
So then after that, I bolted to the first checkpoint again. But now there was like this sped teenager in there who also lost his 3DS. So now I decided to help him, but he couldn't walk correctly like by himself. So I had to actually like manually move his legs and like help him, hold him, and bring him up the street to Westview. Like I'm on Westview, coming around the corner to your old house, like where they cut down the trees. So we're coming up the street, and this 3DS is just sitting in the street. So I picked it up, and then I had to walk him all the way back to the checkpoint because he didn't want to. He physically couldn't race, so he just decided to stay there, and he became a teammate of mine. So that way, as a captain, or like teammates could warp each other to checkpoints, but I think they had to become a teammate to you. Like I couldn't be a teammate to someone else. So as like the leader, I could then warp other people to my checkpoints, even if they haven't made them there yet, because they're not going to be able to be a captain and like beat me in the race. So because he physically couldn't get through the entire world, I could then just warp him when I got to the end. So then next I ran into you again, and we were in this old like wooden mansion living room. So like all this antique furniture and stuff, but the whole living room is curved straight upward. So you're having a difficult time getting out because you had to maneuver up the furniture and out of the room. So we like both got out together, and then you decided to become a teammate, and then I like pressed on, and then I got back to the cottage room with like the sick like lady again, and now I decided to like I think bring her to the next checkpoint in the Crystal Castle. So then she became a teammate of mine as well. So I'm just like recruiting people this time. And then I finally make it to the ships, and I find a cruise ship. So I claim it as my own. I even like name it. I forgot what the name was though. And then I summoned all of my teammates that I recruited onto the ship, and it ended up being like I think 1,000 people, like or hundreds of people. And they're all just mingling, talking to each other, and it was like I created my own community. And the sick lady went into like a corner room and would like heal anyone who needed like health back. And she'd also like tell them jokes to make them laugh, to like boost the morale, so we can like build up a good crew. And then when I was like confident in finally taking down like all the other ships, I woke up. Just as I reached like the end of this game. That's usually how it goes. So yeah, I just created like the greatest idea for like an online game in a dream.
I never thought about making like. Is it like multiple people can make different factions against you as well?
Yeah. So like everyone, like it starts out as everyone for themselves.
So literally everyone could make a giant army, and different people who start the game could literally go to whichever and then rank up and then do all this crazy shit.
Yeah, but I think once you've joined an army, you can't back out or something like that. And you couldn't, like, it only had one leader. So you would, like, and I guess if that leader then decided to join someone else, then you would also go with them. It's like an idea that, like, started in my dream, and then I'm, like, thinking of now as, like, this could be a real thing.
Fuck. That's the thieves' den. Where are these fucking sorry, I got confused. I'm surprised
Like-
it took you this long to even think of ideas for a game.
Yeah.
Seems like something you would do a while ago.
Mm. I usually just think of how I would like remaster or fix games.
Or you could be like Media Now and just remaster them without fixing them.
Yep. Or remake them and ruin them.
Do you be honest, do you think Final Fantasy VII is ruined because of this remake?
I mean, it's hard to tell. I'm only in chapter 5. But there are just a lot of things I don't like already.
Was there
I just don't
anything you
know if I
didn't like
help.
about the original?
Not much. I hated Bone Town, which is where you have to excavate for hidden items, but they make it the most complicated thing when it didn't have to be. Instead of like, you'd think, because you gotta like call these diggers and like pick a spot for them
You
to
better
dig.
be careful how you start that word.
But like it'd be easy as that, just like, you pick a spot and then they dig there and then you see if you got the treasure. No, it's you have to pick a spot, you have to hire individual guys to come and like stand in spots. And I think you can do up to like 4 guys, and then they set off a bomb that creates tremors where they can then pinpoint where the item is. And then from there, you then stand where you think it's going to be. Is that Agent 9? No. Where'd the world go for a second? Did you see that?
Did you not hear me scream?
Oh, that's what it was for?
It just went away.
Yep.
It is hard to play this game. I am a Stegosaurus, as Tuan would say. I miss that man.
Yeah.
That Viet. He comes in with a gun. He's like, don't you dare. Like, straight English, don't you dare call me a fucking Viet again. I will use this on you. Okay, Tuan, I didn't know you were so sensitive. I am. Something about Tuan coming in guns blazing really amuses me. Just like English accent. The whole time. The whole shabam. What the fuck did you just say about my wife? I will fucking tie you to a fucking log down the goddamn river. You stupid piece of shit. Tuan, I thought we were friends. Shut the fuck up. It's Fluffy, the comedian. Remember? That guy? He was in that stripper movie that I can't remember the name of. Magic Mike. Guess who voices him?
I'll listen. Yeah, Tom Kenny again. He's a mouse version of the professor who didn't have a name except Professor.
Or what Effie calls fucking kisses, Uma. You know who that is, right? Obviously.
Yeah, versus Kid.
Yeah. Who is now married, by the way.
Really?
Yes, sir. She got hitched to someone I don't even know.
So they're both married now.
Yes, sir. Isn't life grand? Tuan's like, I am married too. Are you not gonna fucking acknowledge me? No, look me in the fucking eye, Tristan. Oh yeah, I texted him the other day. He's doing good.
That's good.
I like that I make up these scenarios and I'm like, oh yeah, I talked to him the other day. He's a very nice guy. It's just like the same thing. I made all the jokes where it's like, yeah, my dad abandoned me, and then he's in a stream with us.
Yeah.
It's how it be on the internet. I can't see shit. Okay, I'm missing a red gem in the fucking hub world. Are you kidding me? You gotta be shitting on me. Alright, I'm going into Monkey Monastery. Spyro was not in sync with the animations of the floating thing.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So I'm missing 1 gem in Honey Marsh and 1 gem in the hub world. My life is grand. The first episode, like, there was already a problem with the first episode of the Bound arc. Orihime sees her brother again. Again. And it turned out to be a guy shape-shifting. And they send her to hell.
Good.
But don't worry, Chris. We'll watch it in 10, 20 years. Imagine being 40 years old and finally getting to the bleach filler. Wait, if they're monks, weren't the characters in Spyro 2 monks?
Yeah.
Wow. These are just the elephants from Spyro 3! And it just uses the sound effects from Sly 2 in the second world with all the elephants. Like the ones you had to get the gems off their head.
Yep.
Sly 2 was a good-ass game. Have you ever thought about revisiting some of those games?
Yeah, which I will when I get the HD collections.
I'm surprised you don't already have the HD collections.
I'll give it a little more time.
Foamy?
But yeah, my whole dream idea for a game, I was also thinking, like, if Chain of Memories were like that, it'd be so cool. Like, if all the worlds of Kingdom Hearts were meshed together, and Castle Oblivion was this long obstacle course, what if the game was just really short, and it was a game where you replay it to see how well you do, or something?
So
And
Resident
I just
Evil.
really... Like, I just hate how every time you go back into Castle Oblivion between the worlds, it's just the same white rooms over and over. There's no sense of progression. You only know what floor you're on when you pause the game.
So I thought that Kingdom Hearts game for the phone was an MMO where you can roam around and like play with other people.
Yeah.
It's not.
Isn't it like a...
It's like a
Kinda
mission-based game.
Yeah. And you get like cards of actual Disney characters. Like there's World Ends with You cards and like Pixar cards.
And Kingdom Hearts 3 cards.
Yeah, they add stuff.
Oh, here's another
Like
one
the
of the
Incredibles,
chests.
like the Incredibles and Zootopia are in it.
This is for a water world that was cut. I gotta remember that you don't see the same thing I do at the same times.
Yeah.
How many seconds do you think it is behind? Like 6 or 7?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not too bad.
I heard
what was
it's
it?
windy out today.
It is. It was scaring me this morning. It's fucking cold too.
Yeah, I was wearing short sleeves for the past almost maybe a week, and now I'm in long sleeves again. And it's like blowing dust in my yard because we have the tobacco farm across the street, so the dirt is loose.
Can you believe that I did the first part of that Sonic thing 2 months ago?
Yeah. I almost
That's-
forgot about it.
I'm thinking, you could tell me if this is better or worse. I'm thinking of just doing a longer one next one and just trying to pump it out real quickly now that school's almost over.
Yeah, that could work.
Instead of just doing 10 in a row, I do 20 and then the last one being 16.
Yeah.
Instead of doing 3 more 10 ones and then 1 6 one. Is that Bentley? I think that's supposed to be... No, Bentley's the Yeti. That's Bartholomew. It is!
I know you've heard the hideous, scary monsters, but we're peaceful, which is why we live here in this once peaceful realm. The true monsters are the Riptocs, and they've taken my kind and imprisoned them in the ice. Can you save the Five Beauty with your flame breath?
So another mission where we have to save X creature with flame breath. Hold on, my friend really wants to say something.
We happen to forget that game we begin. So, can you get...
Can you do it again? What the hell are you doing, guy? I've always hated in Spyro games, all of them, where they just force you into a conversation.
Yeah, drag you in.
Drag me in. You could be feet away, and it would make you walk all the way back.
Yeah, even the dragons in 1, but at least you have to get those.
He literally just said, even though we're monks, we still have a fucking turret. There's nothing peaceful about having a fucking turret. You're a monk. This is the well, I don't know. When we use the turret, peace tends to happen. Oh, I see what I'm supposed to do. Wow, this doesn't even have a sound effect. What the ever-loving fuck? Oh my god! It's so hard to see, but Bartholomew is T-posing down there.
I'll full screen.
It's so hard to see.
I can
Barely.
find my cursor. Where's my mouse arrow? Okay, there it is.
Now he's moving. Okay. I think it's just a distance thing. If you really look, he's T-posing down there.
It's so blurry, I can't see.
Yeah, it's really hard to see, but if you can see the shape of... Ow, okay. You can see the shape of his body if you look. But it's very, very hard to see, so I don't expect you to be able to see it. Because if I can't see it, you're shit I say. What were you doing at my job yesterday?
Oh, I had to get groceries. I was getting Mom Mother's Day stuff, and then I had to get, like, deodorant.
I thought that was you, but I couldn't quite tell because the mask.
Yeah. And it was funny because, like, they guide you to the register you go to, and they just happen to bring me to Mackenzie's.
That's funny.
Because usually when I go in, I try to, like, get one of your registers, but because, like, they had us, like, they sent us the registers, like, oh, whatever, but then they brought me to hers anyway.
Was that your first taste of how we do things?
Yeah, I haven't been into a grocery store in a long time.
What do you think?
It wasn't bad. Like, I didn't go at a busy time.
But, like, that definitely helps.
Like, because I also had to get tissues, and, like, that was the only aisle that I saw just empty from no toilet paper.
Yeah, I don't understand it, again. I've said that a lot since this began, but, like, no one understands why there's no toilet paper, and yet there's still no toilet paper, so...
Yeah, you'd think they'd just really, like, produce a lot.
They can only produce what they can produce, man.
I know.
And with all these people hoarding it... I don't understand the hoarding, though.
Yeah. You can still go to the store. What's the point of hoarding?
There is none.
Like, they're hoarding... I think they were hoarding, thinking that it would run out, but it's running out because they're hoarding.
Correct. People are stupid, dude. This pandemic has really just shown me that there's just a lot of stupid people.
Yeah.
Like, if I was ever questioning it before, it literally just is just like,
Yeah.
no one's bright.
Yeah, masks off, guns out.
Look at the fucking, I'm telling you, look at the protest in New York.
Yeah.
We want to work. We want to work.
And
Okay, do
Trump's
you want
like,
to
yeah,
die?
Let him work.
Yeah, let him work.
Let him work, let him die.
Art said it's a shame that they're not just thinning the idiots out.
Yeah. That's what I think that was the point of the virus, just to show us the idiots.
You know, people think that's the case. People think the virus exists to make sure idiots are... Okay. Sorry, that completely took me by storm. What was I talking about?
The virus.
Oh yeah, people think the virus was made to kill off the older generation. I don't know if that's the case because we've been hearing reports of this virus for more than whatever. And other people say it's the Chinese made it to because they lost the trade war. And I'm just like, for fuck's sake.
And then Trump's not doing anything about it, and now he might actually die.
I mean, what? The president is nothing in this state right now.
Yeah.
It's just like he can only tell you what's going on, but no president has so much knowledge in medicine that they can come up with a solution to the problem. They have to do what their advisors say.
Yep.
Although Trump telling people to inject bleach into their veins is very stupid.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, it was a joke.
Well, I mean, it's not. Those aren't his exact words. I think. And I'm not a fucking Trump defendant. I don't like the guy at all. But like, I think he was just like, must have been tired or something, and he just said something stupid by accident.
Yeah.
And then tried to backpedal saying it was a joke. But dude, just own up. Just you said something stupid. Oh, they're making me talk to the guy. That's why I can't attack anyone. This is stressful. Okay, I have sparks back. Are these guys only chargeable? Oh, I guess so. I just want life to go back to normal.
Yeah.
Us to be able to go back to what we were doing. Instead of this stupid Skype, barely getting anything done a week shit. We were making progress. Your games list was getting a fucking dent in it.
At least now I have all the time to play them by myself. But then lately I just get really tired and don't play games. It's like when we were on till like 10. I just literally went to bed right after. I just was too tired. And then it was happening for the next few nights as well.
When we were on till 10. It's always weird to me that, like, I think it's because you're home all day that you just don't have enough stamina. But, like, whenever we would do shit till 11, you'd be energized all throughout.
Yeah.
But now you're just, like, 6 p.m., you're just exhausted. No, it could benefit you to take a walk.
Yeah, I have been every now and then. Just not every day. And when the weather's bad, I'm not gonna go out.
It's a beautiful day. It's just fucking windy and coldy.
Man, it's supposed to snow.
What?
Yeah, I think today. It might not, but that was what the forecast said. I think more northern places got snow.
I really don't think we'll get snow, but all power to us if we do, I guess. That'd be nuts. What the hell? What the hell is this for? Oh?
Brother Ian.
He's come back to the cold this sack. I hate them so much. That entire group can fucking suck my stupid dookie. I kind of want to just forget they exist. And, like, it doesn't help that Sharky and Max keep singing about them.
Yeah.
I'm just like, just let's let them die. Forget it, and we'll be good. Don't fucking say that to me, you dickwad. I'm not a fucking puppy. Oh, wow. I just did that and it brought me all the way back to the beginning of the... What the hell? What the fuck? Is this the big... Oh, it opened the door for me. Hey, it's Damsel in distress. Where's your sister? Clit. Clit, clit, boom. Where'd she go? I want to make it normal to just say, dude, you have the widest clit of them all. To fucking eat up a mountain with that hunker right there. I want that to be normal speech. Everyone's everyday life. And a girl blushes. Oh, thank you. What am I supposed to be doing? They're not even trying with these No, that is not. That is not that bad Sonic character. Did you know there's people in the world who unironically like Shadow the Hedgehog?
Yep.
I know you're one of them. I know. I knew it. I fucking knew it. You were the OG Shadow fan, weren't you?
Yep.
You wanted a gun when he had a gun.
Well, no, that's when I thought it was stupid.
Really?
That was when I fell off of the series. Well, I thought it was cool, but then I actually played the game.
Have you ever beaten it?
No. I beat, like, the neutral story, and then I was just really bad at it, and I sold it.
What a bunch of dipshit. Oh my god. I also made a part 1 of Spyro Trivia and never made a part 2. That's how good I am. Sam, I am. Yeah, I know Spyro does this to me too. Spyro. Ow!
Welcome to our ancient science study. Get to the bottom before time runs out. Sliding difficulties will give you more time. If you can make it to the bottom in time, I'll have a special prize for you.
Is this... Oh, it's another slide? This might be the one. I'm gonna fail on purpose and see if it gives me one of the dialogues. Can I fail on purpose in this one? Yes, I definitely can. Okay, it's not when you fail. So it has to be a honey marsh. I'll find it again before I end, just to show you. Okay, so I have to get in all this. Whoa, 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 what the fuck? I just lost all control. The key to riding the slide is not falling off the slide. Ah, really? Shit. Hey Chris, did you know the key to beating a fighting game is to win? You know the key to fucking a girl is to get the fucking dick in there? No? My bad. Probably should have given that fucking pointer. Another thing Sharky does that I get mad at him, and he's like, Tristan, that's gay. And that's coming from me. I'm like, screw you for using your sexuality to insult me. What if, like, all people were like that? Something that people should be frowned upon, they just start using for insults.
Yep.
It's just like, hey, you're the N-word and I'm black. Oh, mamacita. I don't know why I keep saying mamacita today. Mamacita Coenma-sama.
I also love how this game abbreviates seconds.
1 sex. It happened again. It fucking happened
Yeah,
again.
I'm seeing it.
For fuck's sake. Was it that hard to program a death game? A death game? Sorry, a death plane?
His brother Doug.
Hey, do
Dear
you
Journal,
wanna...
Spyro fell out of the world a lot.
Again.
And I'm kind of worried that he fell all the way to Bluffington.
Look at how he died. Look at how he died that time.
Lose my voice or something, but I was trying to do the Doug soon.
I got a mouth coming on.
Dear Journal, did you know Sarah had a son? Did you know MILF had a son? Oh, mama! Have you ever just realized how sexy of a word mamacita is? Like, when someone calls you that, you just immediately need her.
Well, I haven't been called Mamacita.
I'm gonna call you mamacita soon.
What does it mean?
Mama. Come on, times 3, 3 times the fucking charm. Oh, for fuck.
Who is the ghost Spyro?
I don't know what that was, but I just decided to do it when you said that, and it sounded exactly like the thing you were doing. What were you doing?
It's that Vaporwave song that Max kept playing during Kingdom Hearts 2. And he'd be like, wait. And then like he'd say something and then he'd play it the first 2 seconds of it. When it was like Hercules was like drained of his power.
I was just
So
trying
then
to
ever
do...
since then I've been doing it, but I've been just singing it really high pitched, and he thinks it's funny, but he didn't know what I was singing, and I was like, it's a thing that you made up or started doing.
Wow.
Hey, you're right, this whole level did just take the rest of the an hour and a half. And those
Are we
penguins
at an hour and a
literally-
half now?
Almost. Those penguins literally just look like the Kid Cuisine penguin. No, they look like Wheezy from Toy Story 2. They kind of have like his face.
Now you know what he was based on. Although, I'm 100% certain Toy Story came first.
Yeah. You know, that movie was rushed and it came out like perfect, and then this game was rushed and it didn't.
Yeah, there's a
didn't
big
even come
difference between a movie coming out rushed and a game coming out rushed, though.
Well, yeah.
The main difference is one has mechanics, one has visuals. No! This slide is hard because it's on a fucking timer. My eye is watering. Maybe
My eye was like itching today. Like I had something stuck in it and I didn't even know what, because nothing came out and eventually just stopped.
Corona.
Corona eyes.
What happens if Eisen gets corona? Ichigo, I feel a bit
He shows
lightheaded
it as
today.
Shikai.
I feel a little lightheaded today, Ichigo. Can we maybe fight over the Hogyoku tomorrow?
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks from now, I will get over this sickness, and
In that meantime, I will be social distancing.
I will be social distancing from all the Espada.
That's why they all wear the masks. I actually invented the masks to keep you safe.
The visored mask
knew it
was
was-
made to make sure Corona couldn't spread to any of the other visors. Grimjow, can you give me at least 6 feet? And can you leave your sword has a Zanpakuto person in
Q-Bert,
it.
but like spelled like Q, like that's your Q, and then Bert.
Spyro, the monk didn't tell you about the second challenge. It's a bit harder, but there's a great prize waiting for you at the end.
Nothing's waiting.
No, really think about this. Look at the text. The monk didn't tell me. Why did they add that? Why did Sparks tell me that?
Because they probably didn't get the guy to like come back to record that part, so then they just had Sparks do it.
That's insane.
And then that's why I just asked you, oh, do you want to do it again? It's like if you go back and then just, oh, do you want to do it again?
That's
Peaceful slide as Wheezy Cuisine is there to torment you, along with falling out of the world all the way to Bluffington.
With Ghost Spyro. Could Ghost Spyro really be someone we don't know in the Spyro lore? Well, my fellow theorists, I'm here to tell you that he is someone we've seen in every single Spyro game leading up to Spyro 4.
It is the Spyro that when you lose a life, that is the Spyro that lost his life.
Wait, what?
I hate stuff like that. Whenever they're like, oh, how many, like, because Smash 4 does it with like one of the trophies where I think it's the 1-up mushroom. It's like, imagine how many Marios are out there that lost their lives or something like that. They're saying that every time Mario dies, he actually dies, and that the 1-up is like bringing a new Mario into existence.
That's really stupid.
Might as well call them time mushrooms. They literally just reverse time whenever you die back to the checkpoint. And the fact that touching hot lava has the same effect as bumping into a poopy.
Bumping into poopy?
Yeah, Mario dies.
This is ridiculous. I'm gonna do this off camera. Yeah, it wasn't that one that was slowed down. It must be the other one. I just skipped the dialogue because I'm a fucking fool. Oh my god. What else am I even missing in this stage? Oh wait, is it gonna make me redo the first slide challenge just to... Keep slapping your mouth for me, slapper. You slappa kappa.
Kappa slapper.
Capper slapper. You motherfucking capper slapper! You knew what? You know what's sad? The most fun I had with A Hat in Time so far is when they gave us the option to fuck with her face. Like, it's just a picture, and you're like, oh, edit the picture to make her look presentable. And so I blacked out her eyes. I didn't have any red, so I used pink, and I put pink from her, leading from her eyes down her face, like crying, and then I wrote under it realistic blood, and then over it I wrote Connor no Nitwo, because he said it again twice.
You can use that, and then he won't be manager anymore.
I want you to see what Connor wants you to hear. I hate my boss.
I hate my boss. Can I help you?
Can I help you? That is the greatest song in Parappa the Rapper. I miss my brain. I miss my drink. You miss your drink? I miss my brain. May I help you?
That's the first time Parappa his own words. Parappa doesn't say I miss my drink. He says you miss your drink.
He does that a lot.
And then he just says, may I help you? No, usually he just says it. It's like, did you check the toilets on the left? Did you check? It didn't say, did I check the toilets on the left?
Yeah, but then there's the cheap stuff where she's just like
Yeah, Cheap Cheap's the name of your soul.
and then all the stuff with what is it?
And then there's the final song too.
The sample one. The sample line, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
We don't have a sample. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
I gotta remember the lyrics. It's just like they're talking about having a sample. He's like, because ample time's just what we don't have. Because money and time's which is what we don't have. They changed it a couple of times in the series. This makes me want to blow hard. Which is ironically a Spyro boss! It comes full circle! Next time I talk to Sharky, I'll ask him if his favorite Spyro boss is Blowhard. And he'll be like, the fuck you say? No. See, the fuck you say? Okay, I could break that. I think those are the last two Yetis, too. Oh, wait, I can break that, too. This level is fucking huge. Why is that not breaking? What? What?
I think there's a closer cannon to it.
Oh my god! No, just wait a couple more seconds.
Gaku.
What in the world?
So were you on the wrong cannon? And you did it, so it warped you? And now you're close to that ice?
I don't know what's happening, but sometimes when I shoot at certain angles, you'll notice that a second trail of smoke appears. It's not happening anymore, though. If you go back to when I first started firing the cannons, 2 trails of smoke happened. One is completely disconnected from the other. This game is batshit, dude. This game is nuts. I like that all the Yetis are like the original Bentley, where he's all sophisticated. But then Spyro 5, oh my god, I can't wait to get a Spyro 5. You're gonna fucking hate it. You thought this game was bad? You think this game is bad?
I know that one's much worse.
So it's a lot more finished. That's the problem, though. It's finished.
It's just bad.
It's finished, and it's a worst game.
Because then gems are just in thousands.
Abundant, yeah, and they respawn all the time. And you know what? Fine. If you want to make it not a collectible, fine. But, like, the entire game, the worlds are beautiful, yes, but the rest of the game is just not great.
And the music is awful.
I wouldn't say that. There's a couple songs I do really like Frostbite Village. But, like, most of the music, yes, is not that great. How do I... Is there, like, a higher point? Where did I shoot that hole? Chris! Where did I shoot that hole?
I don't know.
Was this it? Up here? Was this actually it? Oh no, there it is. Hold on. Mackenzie's calling me. Now that that bitch is off the phone. No, I'm kidding. You know what, Connor, deadass, looked at Shannon coming down the stairs, and he was like, "Hey, bitch." I was like, "Oh my god." Did not expect that to come out of his mouth. If I did that, I'd get my ass reamed. She would stick her pinky in my butthole. When you take a shower, do you clean your butthole? Asking for a friend.
I just like turn around and like let the water go in. It's like a bidet.
I have a soap that is meant for your butthole. It helps keep it clean.
Buttocks be gone.
Yeah, this is what it's called. Listen. I'm fucking weak. It's also for your crotch, to make your crotch not smell, because the reason your crotch starts... Okay, we're really going to talk about this in Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. The reason your crotch starts smelling is because of the oils from like your hands and shit.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when people have smelly nuts, it's because they can't keep their hands off their crotch, like me. So it's meant to keep the pH levels from making it smell bad.
What the hell is that?
What?
That thing?
The little thing I'm talking to?
Yeah.
It was in an earlier level.
I wasn't paying attention and now I'm getting mortified.
And a rig bead. Sorry, I'm very proud of that joke. What the? Is there supposed to be a challenge here?
I don't know.
What the hell? I won.
Spyro, burn this village down for me.
I found a dragonfly in one of the factories.
I hate like facets moving. It's like a bug you gotta squish.
What?
The dragon thing.
This target takes you from building a factory, so feel free to go destroy it anytime you like.
Okay, so there's not a second one here.
Okay.
I can't believe that monk forgot to tell you. You're right. It's totally they forgot to have them voice the line, or they added it real late in development.
One thing I hate in games is when characters come in and like they'll talk to you, they'll leave, and then they'll come back and be like, "Oh wait, I forgot," and then they give you something else. Pokemon does it. Like even Heart Gold. Like you talk to Professor Elm, and then you leave, and then he comes running out. He's like, "Oh, I forgot to give this to you. Why did you just not tell me? Like in the game, why didn't you just have me get it inside?" Maybe it's going back to my whole realistic thing. You know, people forget to tell you things, so he comes running out to tell you.
Yeah, some people forget to tell me about some important stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, oh yeah, my grandfather died. I'm like, what fucking what? That was all the gems? Listen to his dialogue.
It wasn't even the same.
Yeah, you didn't hear the line of him saying, they turned me into an iced lolly. That just was not in the dialogue at all.
Iced lolly.
Lolly?
Yeah, Rukia.
What?
Ice lolly.
Is Rukia considered lolly?
Well, no, she's small.
I mean, that's not a lolly though, is it? What is a lolly considered? What the hell is
Probably
that?
a kid.
Oh, it's just an icicle. An iced lolly. I kind of like that line.
Give her a lick.
Give her a fucking lick. Get to the center of her tootsie tits.
Get to the center of her tootsie tits. Oh man. I'm surprised I have not been shot and murdered. As opposed to shot and not murdered. Genius, Tristan. Where the fuck? Okay, so first things first. I need to find Bentley. Or Bartholomew. So that's one thing I just noticed in this game. They don't bring you to the objective when you clear it. You have to go back and talk to him.
Ugh. What is this, Borderlands?
Yeah, what the fuck? I wish Borderlands, maybe Borderlands 3 does it. I wish Borderlands had a fucking system where it just accepted missions. You didn't have to go back and talk to them and accept another one. Fucking Jack and Dexter did that. They get on the intercom and they tell you, oh, here's your updated mission.
Yeah.
It's only if there was a story cutscene they made you go back.
Yeah, the 7 remake, you have to like go back and talk to the people again, but then when you complete the quest, they actually prompt you, do you want to just warp back to them? So it is a nice addition.
Is that the last one? Yep. We have done all we can. Except for that one I'm going to do off camera. So I'm going to do that stupid slide one, and I'm going to get 1 gem in the hub world and 1 gem in Honey Marsh, and I'll be done.
We're done. Bye.